The federal government is putting $1 billion on the table to try to kickstart a more innovative economy. The Prime Minister's much-awaited innovation statement is his first major policy since he took the top job, and it's designed to encourage a more entrepreneurial business culture. It includes changes to bankruptcy laws, tax incentives for investors backing startups, and funding for new research projects. There's also more money for students studying science and technology. Shortly, we'll hear from the Prime Minister himself, but first, here's political correspondent Sabra Lane.
This is fun!
It may look like pure fun, but this Little Scientists program, copied from a program in Germany, is aimed at capturing the hearts and minds of these little kindy kids and turning it into a lifelong love of the sciences.
What made the most bubbles?
The pop.
And who knows, it just might help inspire another Bill Gates.
The aim of the program is to embed STEM, so science, technology, engineering and mathematics, in early childhood education, because we believe that children can really start with these topics from a very early age, because they're all inquisitive and they want to find out about the world. And when educators are ready to let go and don't interfere too much, children can come up with amazing things.
Amazing things the government wants to see more of. It's spending $48 million over the next 4 years, in part to hook students into studying science, technology, engineering and maths, from kindy to university. It hopes it'll underpin a transformation of the Australian economy, from relying on the commodities boom to an innovation or ideas boom, and to a culture that embraces taking a risk.
Australia just does not have a culture of innovation. And what needs to happen is that culture needs to change. We need to recognise that to gain big, you've got to invest in big cultural changing ideas.
Trying to be as innovative as we can.
Good. Under the blueprint, $1 billion will be spent during the next 4 years to encourage entrepreneurship.
So this is bee silk. Wow. So, and this makes, you can see it's substantial.
By removing barriers to investing in new businesses, by rewarding risk and being less punitive about failure.
If some of these policies are not as successful as we like, we will change them and we will learn from them, because that is what a 21st century government has got to be. It has got to be as agile as the start-up businesses it seeks to inspire.
Some key measures include the fast-tracking of medical inventions and discoveries through a $250 million biomedical translation fund with money from the Medical Research Future Fund. Remember how millions were slashed from the CSIRO last year? Under this plan, the government will co-invest $200 million into a new CSIRO Innovation Fund, roughly restoring the budget cuts, although the money is going to entirely different programs.
Today's good as far as it goes, but it really doesn't go to make up the depredations of 2 years of Tony Abbott's Liberal government.
What we would be liking to see is a zero added to all of the different elements of this, and that would clearly be hugely more impactful than what's happening at the moment. But I think behavioural change will happen as a consequence of this.
Investors taking a risk with new innovative ventures will get tax incentives, and there'll be less punitive measures for those who go bust. The default bankruptcy period will be reduced from 3 years to 1. Mark Carnegie is a venture capitalist.
90% of new businesses fail. The really important businesses are the small ones that succeed. They have a phrase in business that says, when the puck goes in the net, the sticks go up all over the ice. Everyone wants to claim success and everybody wants to run away from failure. But the truth is, every success is built on 10 failures, and we just need to accept that as part of our business culture.
This is the Turnbull government's first major policy. Ideologically, it's a big point of difference to the Abbott government. It's about shaking up the culture of business and universities. In OECD comparisons, Australia ranks last when it comes to business collaboration with university researchers, and the government wants that to change. From 2017, new funding arrangements will apply for universities. The current 6 funding blocks will be whittled down to 2. In assessing who gets the money, equal weight will be given to published academic papers as well as industry links. And that is a big change. Dr John Bell reviewed Australia's performance in translating academic research into economic and social benefits and found it lagging. He welcomes the new policy but says it will take some years to know if it's working.
Of course it varies by measure, so some of the measures you should see results in 2 or 3 years. Others it may take a bit longer. To look at, for example, STEM skills coming through the schools into universities will take quite a while. So today's preschoolers will be at school for a while before they take choices to go to university. But overall, I think 3 or 4 years we can expect to see some real results, and that'll be very important.
Australia needs to find another way to boost growth to guarantee our living standards and social security safety net now that the mining boom is over.
Putting it in fairly stark terms, but yes, the commodity boom won't be with us forever, and we do need a sustainable way to move our economy forward.
I don't think we learnt much out of the mining boom. It came, we enjoyed it, we had a huge party, and it went. There wasn't much change to our culture, there wasn't much innovation, and I don't think in any real way the country has improved as a consequence of it. It's a party, we're now having a hangover, and what we need to do as a nation is get back to realising the thing that we really knew all along, which is productivity via innovation is the only thing that's going to bring sustained increase in standards of living to Australia.
And Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull joined me in Sydney.